Imagine spending $10,000 on a designer bag, only to watch it lose 40% of its value in 2 years. It's happening right now in the luxury resale market. For over a decade, designer handbags were treated like mini investments. Handbags even outperformed the stock market. But in 2026, the luxury bubble is showing signs of cracking. Prices are softening, resale platforms are flooded with inventory, and some once hyped bags are quietly losing value. So today we are doing something a little controversial. We're talking about the luxury Purge. These are 5 designer bags you may want to sell now, before the market shifts further. And don't worry, this isn't about hating on these brands. Many of them make beautiful bags. And beauty and resale value are 2 very different things. So if you love luxury bags or treat them as financial assets, stay with me because number 5 might surprise you. Before we get into the bags, we need to understand something important. Luxury resale has been riding a massive boom. Platforms like the Real, Fashion File, Vestia Collective made it easier than ever to buy and sell designer pieces. At the same time, luxury brands dramatically increased retail prices. For example, a classic flat bag from Chanel that cost around $5,000 10 years ago can now cost over $10,000. This price inflation created a strange effect. People started treating handbags like stocks. Buy today, sell later, profit. But markets don't go up forever. And we are starting to see oversupply in resale platforms, slower luxury demand globally, younger buyers shifting toward quiet luxury, which means some bags are far more valuable than others. So let's talk about the first one. First on the list is the Coussin bag from Louis Vuitton. When this bag launched, it exploded in popularity. Celebrities carried it. Influencers styled it everywhere. The puffy leather, the oversized monogram embossing, the chunky chain strap. It screamed fashion moment. But that's exactly the problem. The Coussin is a trend-driven bag, and trend bags rarely hold long-term value. Right now, resale listings on platforms like Fashion File show the Coussin often selling 30 to 40% below retail. And as more owners try to sell theirs, the market becomes even more saturated. Here's the harsh truth about trendy luxury pieces. They peak very quickly. Once the fashion cycle moves on, resale demand drops first. Compare that with timeless bags like the Speedy or Neverfull. Those bags have decades of demand behind them. The Coussin doesn't yet. So if you bought it during the hype era, this might be the moment to exit before prices soften further. Next is the incredibly recognizable book Tote from Dior. When this bag debuted, it was everywhere. Travel bloggers, fashion editors, luxury TikTok. The embroidered canvas and large logo became a signature look. But here's the issue. The book Tote suffers from 3 resale challenges. 1. Oversupply. This bag has been produced in hundreds of variations. Colors, patterns, limited editions. The result, the resale market is overflowing with them. 2. Practical wear issues. Canvas bags tend to show wear more quickly than leather. Corners fray, fabric softens, stretcher collapses, and resale buyers are extremely picky about condition. 3. Brand fatigue. Luxury consumers are slowly moving away from large logo bags. The shift towards subtle branding is huge right now, which makes the book Tote feel slightly dated compared to newer minimalist designs. So while the bag is still iconic, resale prices have been slowly sliding downward. If you've been thinking about selling one, waiting another year may mean accepting a lower offer. Next up is the famous pouch from Bottega Veneta. This bag defined the late 2010s fashion aesthetic. Soft leather, minimal branding, sculptural silhouette. Under creative director Daniel Lee, the pouch became a runway success. But fashion moves fast, and the pouch has one major weakness. It's not very practical. There's no strap. It's difficult to carry all day. And the soft structure means it loses shape over time. Because of this, resale demand has cooled significantly. Many listings on platforms like Vestia Collective now sell for well under the original retail price. Another factor, the brand has already shifted toward newer designs. When a fashion house stops spotlighting a bag, resale interest often fades quickly. So the pouch may become a cult design someday. But in the short term, prices may continue drifting downward. Now let's talk about one of the most decisive bags in modern luxury, the Le Cagole from Balenciaga. This bag was designed as a modern reinterpretation of the iconic city bag. It features exaggerated headwear, heart-shaped mirrors, distressed leather, and when it launched, it became an instant celebrity favorite. But the resale market has cooled rapidly. There are 2 big reasons. Brand controversy. In recent years, Balenciaga faced significant public backlash over controversial advertising campaigns. While loyal fans remain, some luxury buyers became hesitant to purchase the brand. And when brand perception shifts, resale demand often follows. Extreme trend design. The Le Cagole is very distinctive. That's great when the trend is hot. But when the fashion cycle moves on, bold designs can become harder to sell. That makes this bag particularly vulnerable if the luxury market slows. Finally, we have the once unstoppable Marmont bag from Gucci. At one point, this bag dominated luxury fashion. The quilted leather, the oversized double G logo, it was everywhere. But the Marmont may be one of the most oversaturated luxury bags in the resale market today. Thousands are currently listed across resale platforms. And when supply skyrockets, prices almost always fall. Another factor is brand evolution and the new creative leadership. Gucci is shifting its aesthetic away from the maximalist style that made the Marmont famous. When brands move on stylistically, resale buyers usually do too, which means the Marmont's resale peak may already be behind us. So, if some luxury bags may be losing value, which ones tend to hold it best? Historically, the strongest performers are classic stretched designs, limited production models, heritage pieces with decades of demand. For example, bags like the Birkin or Kelly from Hermes have remained remarkably resilient, not because they are trendy, but because they are timeless. The key lesson, luxury fashion moves in cycles. What's hot today may be overlooked tomorrow. So if you're holding one of the bags we talked about today, it might be worth asking yourself one simple question. Do I love this bag enough to keep it? Even if the resale value drops, because at the end of the day, the best luxury purchase is still the one you genuinely enjoy using. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like designer bags that will skyrocket in value. Luxury bags the ultra-rich are buying in 2026. Vintage handbags outperforming the stock market. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.